Hey, it's Cynthia D'Amour from the Delicious Life Show. This show is dedicated to helping successful women who were raised as good girls to live a delicious life. And so today, what I want to talk about is a conversation I had in a hallway. I was at an appointment and I walked out and I saw a woman who I've seen before, super nice lady, and she had her hair done quite fancy. I figured it was getting ready for the holidays. And so I told her I liked her hair. And we got into a little conversation about how they achieve the effects that look so cool on her. And then one thing led to another, and she asked me what I do. And so I told her, I said, I work with successful women who were raised as good girls and help them break free so they can have a more delicious life. And she looks at me and she's like, what do you mean good girl rules? And she wasn't being mean or anything. She just was really like, didn't quite understand what I was talking about. I mean, she'd heard the term, but so I'm no problem. A lot of people really aren't aware of what the good girl rules are. I said, well, good girl rules, there's three basic rules. Number one is to be of service, taking care of everybody and doing stuff and, being there to always be the helper. She's like, okay. And I said, number two is that you're selfless in your service. So it's not about you. You don't try and take credit. You stay in the background, you dim your lights, you lower your voice. And it's all about making everybody else look good, feel good, and so forth. She's like, okay. And I said, number three is that you got to be sorry regularly because you're responsible for everybody's feelings in the room, in the building, in the block. And if someone gets upset or isn't happy, it's on you. And you better be apologizing because you are supposed to keep people happy. And she's like, huh. And so she's thinking about it. And she's like, well, you said you help women break free from this. Does that mean not do all of that? I'm like, yep, that's what it means. And she's like, oh, well, what do you call a woman who doesn't do all those good girl rules? What do you call a woman who is going about life and asking for what she wants and who is asking people for help? What do you call that woman? I looked at her and I got a really big smile. I said, oh, well, I call her an empowered woman living a delicious life. And she looked at me like, what in the heck are you talking about, girl? And, it's not the first time I've had that reaction when I explain what I do. And what I've realized, I don't take it personally because what I've realized is that she doesn't have language. This lady, a lot of people don't have language for what it means to be a good girl. They've never put the thought to it and boiled it down. And she also certainly does not have language to talk about what it means to not follow those rules, to break free, and to be living a delicious life. That's just something she doesn't even imagine. And so the issue with that is when you can't put words to what you're doing or where you're going, it's very, very hard to get there. Words are empowering. They help you explore, they help you clarify. And if you can't put words and define what it means to be a good girl or to be living a delicious life and being an empowered woman, it's like going on vacation and somebody says, where are you going? You say, I'm going on vacation. And they say, well, that sounds great. Where are you going? And you're like, I'm going on vacation. And you don't even know where you're going. You just think you're going on a vacation, whatever that means. And so that's what this is about is to the raising up the importance of you've got to get your words and start playing with what does it mean to be a good girl? How is it impacting my life? How does it feel? Are there other alternatives? If there were, what would those feel like? What would I call them? Obviously I call them being an empowered woman living a delicious life, but just for you to get comfortable having those conversations and using that language. When you can define something, you can choose, is this the option I want? Or is this the option I don't want? So that becomes let words, language, being able to discuss something is super, super powerful. Now, if you're intrigued by this good girl stuff and you don't know a lot about it either, I would really encourage you to go check out my website at lifecanbedelicious.com. I blog there, give examples all the time. And you may also want to check out my book, Goodbye Good Girl, because successful women deserve delicious lives. And in the book, it's short, it's like 136 pages. I actually take you through what is this good girl stuff, give you assessments, where are you in the process, and then also give you the steps to start moving away from that and to break free so that you too can have a delicious life. So, anyways, that's the conversation today. We'll dig into more examples. There's a ton out there on how society, our family, our teachers, all sorts of people are trying to keep us in that good girl box. And today's point is once you have language, you can start to break free because you know where you are and you're going to know where you're going to. So, on that note, have fun, get creative, get chatting, and I will see you soon. Mwah. Bye.